Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, welcome to the podcast. We Cool Podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, don't tell anybody about it.
That's true.
All right?
Unless they're cool as hell.
Unless they're cool as hell. You know, I've been getting in trouble for saying stuff
on your own public podcast.
on my public podcast where people are listening and go, "Hey, did that happen?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
That's also the worst kind of listener too, because it feels like they're just popping in on one
For
to
sure.
like to just get dirt.
It's
you
investigative.
know? And it's not even like.
Yeah. And I say everything that's going on in my
They
life.
don't even have to be a good investigator.
Yeah.
They just have to listen to one episode and they're like, all right. Well,
Yeah, I told
so he was lying.
I told 8 people last night that I threw up in TSA. You know,
I mean, we gotta hear that. We gotta kick that.
well, I'll
It
apologize.
was making me laugh a lot.
I'll apologize to the TSA. This is a podcast where we apologize for things, demand apologies. I'm one of your hosts, Tommy. I'm joined with my other host, Ryan. Say hi.
right here.
Grant.
Hello.
And our guest, Tommy Brennan,
Hello.
Returning guest.
returning guest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you been on twice now? Is this maybe the third time?
No, this is the
potentially?
second time.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Second
to be
Timers
here.
Club.
How many are there?
Who's been on the most?
Probably Clay.
Probably Clay, because he's my roommate.
And Jeff. Jeff has been up there too.
Okay.
Jeff's up
And
there.
if you get on 3 times, we buy you a car.
What kind? What like a? It's like an
Shitty
old
one. Yeah,
It's a
we
Scion.
can't afford.
It's a
yeah.
totaled
You
Scion.
guys just buy Grant's car from him.
Yeah, and then
Whoa. What if I was really,
we said a shitty
really
one, dude.
defensive of my
Yeah.
Avalon?
Yeah.
What the fuck,
What the
dude?
hell, man.
That's a 07 Avalon.
Yeah.
and then you just have to.
You just get to
keep that,
borrow
yeah.
Grants.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
can
I'll
borrow
take-
it.
we pass it
you can
around.
borrow it when you're in town.
And you're allowed to drunk drive
Well,
with Grant's
yeah.
car.
I mean, that's what
A little bit last night.
That's how it's meant to be driven.
I mean, do as I say.
Man,
not
I
as
had,
I
Can
do.
I say Ryan's
I
line
had
from
3
last night?
beers,
Yeah,
drove
of
my
course.
mom's car home, and was just banging music. And I was like, God, this is awesome, dude.
Dude, Ryan had a great line last night. Right when I got there, I go, "Where's Grant?" And he goes, "I don't know, but he hasn't drank enough to drive home yet."
He has a reverse breathalyzer in his truck or in his
Yeah,
car. He has to
exactly.
breathe into it. It's like, you're not drunk enough to drive.
Yeah, I ordered it from China, from Wish.com.
From Temu. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's $4.
I guess we should say we're here broadcasting live from the 10,000 Laughs Comedy Festival. Been a great
Yeah.
time so far. This is night number 2. And
Yep.
yeah, Tommy got into town. Well, this is going to be confusing because we got 2 Tommies here.
Two
I feel
Tommy
like I'm
B's.
seeing
2
double.
Tommies.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't even
We're
go
seeing
TB.
doubles.
Yeah.
TB1, TB2.
Type 1.
TB
type
Dwight
TB
Simmons
Prime.
came up to me last night and he's like, dude, just talking to Tommy. That guy's so funny. And I was like, don't say that around me. don't come up to another Tommy and talk about another Tommy's funny. I get it.
That's true. I don't like it either.
I know he's funny.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Just get off my case.
Yeah, it's like how like women and black guys comedians were like competitive in the 80s. I was like, you know, there could only be one on a lineup, so they kind of had beef with each other. I was just like, don't. This is another Tommy in the room.
Yeah.
You know?
We have not. I don't know if we've ever been on a show together though.
I don't know if we tonight.
Tonight's
oh
gonna be the
no,
first time.
I hosted a bad show in New York. I think that you were on.
Oh yeah,
That doesn't
yeah,
count.
Yeah, that back room thing.
That back room
That
sucks.
Oh, was that the
Revision.
lounge?
Yeah.
R.I.P.
not running it anymore.
Dude, I think that place is shutting down.
I
That
mean,
was-
it didn't seem like it was doing well.
Ryan
Oh,
Ryan
I
had a
bombed my dick
legendary
off
bomb
there.
there.
Harder
I've
than-
only
That was
bombed
one of the
there.
Dude,
worst sets I've ever
I
seen
bombed
you
harder
have.
than I knew. I thought I bombed so hard, like halfway during my set, I was like, dude, did I like mutter a slur on my way up here, or what the fuck?
Yeah, that room can be so bad.
Dude, it was incredibly bad.
That was a tough night.
Silence the entire time. Not even a chuckle.
yeah.
I didn't know I was still capable of being that bad at stand-up.
You know what sucks? 2 times that I've done that show. I think it might have been one of the times that you were hosting. 2 times where I've done it, I've fallen for the thing where like the host comes up and is like, "Hey, do you have anywhere to be?" And I'm like, "No, this is my last show of the night." And they're like, "Do you want to go last and close it out and like do a little more time?" And I'm like, well. They were finally throwing the kid some respect,
Yeah.
you know? And then it's you get in there. It's
Yeah.
the
The
last
opposite
spot.
of
There's
that.
2 people left in
Dude,
the room
in New
and
York,
they hate you.
In New York, it's all about going up first.
Yes.
You want to, every show you're on, everyone's like, can I go up second?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because like the audience, their attention span is only about 40 minutes. You know what I mean? And a show lasts like a lot of times they go way longer, like an hour 20, hour 30. Which, you know, if you're going out to a comedy night in the rest of the country, like, this is my night.
Yeah.
I'm going to devote an hour and a half of my attention. In New York, everyone's trying to do 1,000 things in one night. Every night they're trying to cram in a bunch of shit. So you get like 30 minutes of their attention.
Yeah. And like then it's the danger of walking. New York is one of the only places that people actually walk out of the rooms.
Yeah.
Kind of a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I
I don't see that here.
They're like,
much.
if I'm not having,
you have to really like.
yeah, they're like, if I'm not
be
having
bad.
like the best time right now at this very instant, I'm going to go down the block.
There's a great bar.
There's a great thing,
great bars
and there's a show,
within 2 blocks.
and there's like some fucking like indie show happening.
There's
music.
another stand-up show in the foyer of this
Yeah.
building.
I could just check
Yeah,
out.
and
a
I
bed.
will
Dave
leave.
Chappelle is at.
So you have to be like so like, hey, I'm running around. You know, I'm just turning into Robin Williams. I'm like, come on, you know.
Then I get up there and I'm
Talking
like,
so
I was like, I
fast.
grew up in a big family in the Midwest. They're like, no.
They're just like, I'm fucking
Pass.
mad.
Pass.
Anyways, yeah, we're in town. I'm in town from New York. Where are you living? Are you in LA living?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You flew out from LA?
Yes. I was, you know, in hindsight, the year that I am traveling the most during in probably my whole life, I moved to the worst city to fly out of. It's been a nightmare. I'm only red eyes right now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm red eyes every Thursday.
Yeah. Tommy Red Eye Brennan's.
Yeah, it's bad.
Tommy Red Eyes.
Not as bad as your
Tommy
little,
Red Eyes.
not as bad as your little TSA incident yesterday.
so
Let's hear about
I-
this.
This
Yeah,
is
have you
killing me.
happened to shit your pants on any of these red eyes?
First off,
I've
let's
diarrhea
all
on
go
a
around
plane.
and say when's the last time we shit our pants. Ryan's shit in many buckets before.
Yeah, and here's the trick. Once you shit in the bucket, you got to leave that bucket somewhere.
You throw it in the woods, if I'm not
throw it in the
mistaken.
woods. One time at a guy's house, he had like a big land, like an acre. He had like an acre or two, and I thought I could be kind of slick, and so I just like took it from out of my truck and like put it like by this tree and like fucking like, dumped it out.
Yeah.
And as I was like walking back to my truck, I saw him like like looking out at me like out the window.
Wait. But did you not have access to his bathroom?
No, I mean, yeah, it's just like
Why was the shit in the bucket?
because it's like a weird thing to ask somebody like, hey, can I shit in your? I'm here to like fix your thing. Can I?
He's doing like a
can I
house call.
shit
okay,
in the
all
bucket?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I just go out into the truck, and dude, it sucks because like you got to shut the door of the
Sure,
truck.
you can't leave it open.
No, you don't want somebody to see you.
No,
And
it's
then,
terrible.
Then the lights
That's
go
the thing
out.
about shitting in a bucket in
After,
your
like, a
car. You
minute.
gotta shut the door.
Dude, so then it's
Can't
just
have
like
people see
Where are
that.
you going? Backseat?
Oh no, it's like I have like a van, so I'm like in the back of a van. I'm like huddled over a bucket.
You think
And
he's got
then-
a non has a van?
Yeah, sorry.
And then
Sorry to assume.
Yeah, insult my good friend like that?
I was
I-
picturing you in just a nice souped up like
dude,
F-250.
I wish, dude. I'm just
Avalon.
shitting in the truck bed. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Don't look. Stop. I'm on. I'm
You
using the bucket.
you gotta lay down. And you gotta do it like injured veteran style.
I'm like, dude,
in a
this
bed.
sucks. This sucks. Wiping my ass on the truck bed. But yeah, you close the doors, and then like after a minute, all the lights go out. So now it's like dark and cold or hot, depending on if it's summer or
Depending on the
winter.
weather.
You want it to be
Yeah.
cold.
For sure. Hot
Yeah,
sweaty
hot
poop
sucks.
is
It's
a
stinky.
panicky feeling.
Yeah.
Hot sweaty poop. That's a song. That's
It
gotta
seems
be-
like doesn't
It's
it
a
seem
blue
like
collar anthem.
hot sweaty poop
In the back of my van.
the heat really activates the smell in a different way?
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, well, it attaches to the particles move slower. I'm not, or no, quit faster.
Are you going science mode?
I always try to do science on the podcast, and I always stop midway. And heat particles move faster, and I think that's why it smells
Yeah.
worse.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't.
Sure, it checks out.
Does that sound like something?
I don't know. You came
Kind
in
of.
with a high level of confidence and
Yeah,
immediately
now
lost
I
it.
lost it. I don't believe what I'm saying. I do know that heat particles move faster in heat, and maybe that's why it smells faster
Yeah.
because maybe they're being distributed
Quicker.
amongst the air
Yeah.
more quickly. Does that sound? I
Maybe
feel
also
that
like,
sounds like
maybe like the heat and the humidity. There's like more for the smell to like go into and saturate the air a
Is
little
it
bit
thicker?
We're
Yeah.
stinky
Hold for
scientists. I'm a-
humidity.
I'm
Yeah,
a stinky scientist.
it's hanging onto those water molecules.
There we
maybe.
go. All right, we got there.
There we go.
Water, air. earth.
Fire.
Shit.
You're gonna give yourself pink eye in the back of your van at some
Dude,
point.
and then you have to use a towel. You don't, because I don't have. So you just have like a rag to wipe your ass. It sucks and it hurts.
I love how these are
the rag-
universal rules. It's
Yeah,
not
you
just,
always
this
have
is
it.
not
And
specific
then,
to you.
so then you do that. Then you drive away, hopefully, and you'd find either like railroad tracks or woods, a wooded area.
Sure.
And then you just you go. I'm down a bucket today,
You're kind of like hiding bodies
dude.
in
It's
a much
worse.
cuter way.
I would rather be caught hiding a body than
Buckets
shit.
of shit.
People are like, "Are you hiding a body out here?" You're like, "No, it's my own shit."
Oh,
No,
God,
it's worse.
man.
Yeah.
Then you're like, Jesus,
then
get
you're
your
like,
life together.
actually, no, it is a body. No,
Yeah.
it's a body.
What are you
back.
doing over here? Killing women? Killing women. All right.
Nothing to see
Thought you
here.
Get outta here,
smelled
man.
like shit for a second. Thought something was up with this guy.
For a second, you were
No,
burying your
no.
shit in my yard.
No,
No,
killing
no.
women and burying them.
No.
It's fine.
But I noticed you got a big land here. So.
You did say
Big
that.
land.
You said that in an English as a second language way.
Dude, I do kind of. I
Like,
bet
I
if you
poop in bucket and throw in big
If you
land.
put
Man
me
has
up-
big land.
if you put me up against somebody who English is their second language, and we were like, all right, pronounce this word, I think I would pronounce it better. But then if they were like, all right, now use that word in a sentence,
Yeah.
I think I would do worse every time. You know.
I relate. I was talking to a French girl at a bar, and she spoke English
Cool as hell.
really beautiful.
Yeah. How do it?
Yeah.
Like he just did.
Yeah.
Just
Really
like
beautiful.
her, be her.
Uh-huh.
Be
be
her,
her.
dude.
Okay.
I'll be you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, you talk very beautiful. Can I get you a drink?
Thank you so much. Sure.
This
sounds
isn't doing
deaf.
it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're maybe just talking to a deaf chick, dude.
And you're like, damn, she's so French.
She's so French she can't even hear me.
But she did speak English. But like the English that I speak, I was just like, oh, dude, that's like bet, like that's. And then she like did
Yeah.
not. She's like, what are you saying?
She's like, what is bussin'?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, dude, she talked with her hands a lot. She kept like making things with her hands. Very beautiful.
very
Yeah.
European of her.
Yeah, was in a device with two wheels, sitting down, and I was like, "What a cool car this
Well, I
lady
guess the
has."
French all just have personal cars.
Yeah.
French people don't have to walk anywhere.
Yeah, I love French people.
She does this legs-free walking thing. It's
Yeah.
Oh, my walking is legs free. Thank you.
Yeah.
AI.
Was eating all of her food through a tube, and I was like, "How efficient? How efficient?" Okay.
Anyways, we had sex.
I think I took a really gnarly shit on a plane recently as well. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
I
What'd
took
you
a
do-
red eye. I
what'd
took
you
a
do
red
with
eye
the
back from.
bucket?
It was in the barf bag. Yeah, no.
You go to a restaurant, you're like, "Yeah, where's y'all's buckets?"
and then
also many acres of
and
land.
also then where should I throw the bucket when I'm
You guys
done?
got any tracks here? Yeah, you can't move to New York, dude.
You're on a date with
Where's
a
your
woman. You're
big
just
land?
like, hold on, I gotta find their bucket and land.
And land.
I gotta go bury a bucket if you know what I mean. Getting up on a plane with the barf bag and someone's like, "Oh shit, are you gonna throw up?" No, I just have to shit.
They don't have buckets
Don't
on
look.
the plane.
They think you're gonna like walk out past them, but you just fucking drop trout right there.
Do it right here.
Dude, that is a funny mental image. Just a guy who has the air thing stuck around his ass, you know, like hanging out of his butt.
Yeah,
It's like a deflated condom.
Yeah,
like,
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, it's the
as opposed to
it's
an
not ideal.
inflated condom. Usually they're
Yeah,
inflated.
usually already.
It's fun to do that before you put them on.
blow them up.
Yeah, a little party trick.
Yeah.
You done that?
No,
You know what I like to do? I like to
I was
hold
gonna
it
say
up to
that's
the light.
awesome.
that would be.
I think I would lose my boner if I did that.
Yeah.
It would be.
Just looking at like a woman looking at me like, what the fuck? And I'm like, actually can't have
As soon
sex
as I-
anymore.
As soon as you blow it up, your penis just like shrinks down to as big as you blew it up. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if to take a condom off, you could just like plug your nose and then like really,
Yeah.
like blow into your plug nose and then it would shoot
then you
off like a
couldn't-
balloon.
You couldn't have sex when
It
you
would
have
spray
a cold.
cum everywhere.
You could never have cold sex, you know?
That's true, and that is the best kind of sex.
I
When
always-
my nose is running.
Every time I have like almost a fever and I'm like really stuffed up, I'm like, God, I just love to have sex right now.
Do you ever
I
make
would
that
love to move around with another
Yeah,
person.
when you're achy. You know?
Yeah.
You ever make that mistake when you have a headache of like, then you're like, well, I guess I'll jerk off and then go to sleep, and then you jerk off and it's like, I think my head just exploded.
Dude,
Yeah.
jerking off makes headaches worse.
Yeah, wait,
Yeah.
really?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, well, you
I-
get all the blood rush
Yeah.
to your head, and it's
And
you
you're
know.
like, oh,
Dude, dude,
I'm so glad you said that.
I had a fever like 4 weeks ago and jerked off, and I was like, "Whoa, I think I'm on drugs right now."
I think I just gave myself a stroke.
It's kind of
blind.
cool. I'm like watching a movie now, and I'm like, "Woo!" I'm fired up right now. I'm like in and out of like fever sleep.
There must be something where you like lose strength. Like your body is fighting for its life, and then you're like, I'm gonna get rid of all the testosterone.
Dude,
we
it's
have.
weird, and also you get like horny in a weird way. You're like, I need to give my last seed before I pass.
It is weird how like
You go dog brain mode where you're like, gotta get this out.
there
right
are
now.
like
And
so
then-
many maladies that you're like one of the first things you go to is like I gotta jerk off to take care of this, you know, like but yeah, we gotta get to this saga. We gotta get to your.
All right,
your-
yeah. So I did shows on Wednesday, and then had some beers. Not like nothing crazy, but
What'd you eat?
Talking 4 to 6 beers.
yes, 4 beers, couple shots.
Okay.
You
were
get
drunk.
you get down on that hard liquor.
So already
Like,
more
I can't mix
what a
them like that
doctor would
anymore.
recommend you drink in an entire week.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let's not get that sciencey on the podcast. I
yeah,
mean.
literally, that's
Whoa.
light work for me. This is a light Wednesday.
4 beers, a couple shots,
Also-
and then you're like, I'm hungry.
Whenever I'm like gonna like hop on a plane the next day, I always think I can like drink. I always think it's like okay to drink.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what that logic is, but I'm like, oh, it's okay to be hungover in the airport.
Yeah.
But it's painful.
Makes
Yeah.
it way worse.
It makes it worse.
I do the same thing, but it is
Because when
way
you're
worse.
drunk, you're like, oh, dude, that's gonna be fun. If I'm like a little bit drunk at the
Yeah.
airport, still, that's
But
fun.
my flight's at like
There's guys with guns. That's
noon, so it's like, yeah, it's I don't know.
All it is you're just hungover, like at the airport. It's not. There's no win. Well, I've stopped drinking at the airport before the flight. I've stopped doing that because
Yeah.
sometimes you get hungover like on the plane.
That's when
I
you
do it
land.
red eyes. It's the best though. If you're catching a nighttime, if you're at the airport and it's 10 p.m., you're like,
Yes, that's true.
give me
But the
4
problem is-
Stella Artois.
then you're connecting in Cleveland and you're hungover.
Oh yeah, then the connection is bad, and now it's midnight, and then you're just like, I want to
I'm
fucking go
gonna
home so
kill
bad.
myself. Yeah.
That gets rough.
So I have like some drinks, which I don't think like helps my stuff. I got food poisoning at the airport, you know. So
Because what did you eat?
well, so it's around 2:30 in the morning, and I'm heading back to Brooklyn, and you know that right off the L, there's that hot dog stand. Yeah, one of those. There's like 3. That,
It's at almost every L.
yeah,
There's-
you know.
Oh, but hot dogs are the worst choice at all of those.
Yeah,
there's
and it's
usually
also, like,
tacos.
late-
There's usually pizza. There's usually halal.
Dude, I don't know.
And
mean,
you went,
all
tiger,
those-
you went hot dog.
All those except for pizza feel like a toss up for food poisoning. You know, like
So,
pizza
dude,
does
I get
seem
a
like
little
the
dog
safest
in me
bet.
when I have something to drink. You know what I mean? Where you're
you
like,
get 2 hot dogs.
I
yeah, you do get a little dog.
I
in
get
you.
a little dog in me, but like you know when you think like you can just you're like, oh, that's looking nasty and good. You're just
yeah.
kind of like you're on demon time, you know. So I was just.
This is really speaking to
That just-
Grant.
that just- I just had a
Grant's the type
flashback.
of guy. He goes to bar. He would go to Acadia like drunk at like 1 in the morning and order like their like weird beef soup.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
that
just
was. I got a bond me there. And
Yeah,
I,
like, Grant,
that was
you
that was a legendary
you can
drunk
relate
night.
to
I
me.
saw a mouse running by while I was eating my soup. I was like, tight. This is
just
cool.
like in a weird cup, you know.
Dude, that just sorry to interject though. We were talking about I was just on the road with Alex Dragovich in Fargo. I just had a
So sorry.
flashback to me fucking just housing a hot dog at like 2 in the morning. And I remember at one point he looked at me like with the fear of God in his eyes.
Yeah.
And this is a large man, you
This
know?
hot dog
big in
guy.
Fargo.
Oh yeah, dude. It was called
Quick Trip? Or-
No, it was
Oh.
dude, they got like mad street food in Fargo.
Yeah,
It's
I
kinda-
see.
Fargo's downtown is pretty sick.
Fargo's
It's fun.
Maybe the best drinking town.
It's better nightlife than
It's
Minneapolis.
maybe the best
Hands
comedy
down.
club in the country.
It is too.
One of them, dude. It's one of them.
I have done sets there where I'm like, well, yeah, I'm probably the best comedian who's ever lived. Like, there's no
Yeah.
other way to like
I
put
changed these
this.
people's lives.
What's crazy
Yeah.
is
And-
every comic who's there
Feels
thinks
that way.
too.
I know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also
Because you're
I-
expecting
I-
it to be bad.
I was doing sets there and making people like fall out of their chairs, but then they just kind of come up to me. They're like, really funny stuff, man. And then they just like walk away,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I feel like I just gave you a spiritual.
They're
Carry
not
me out of
impressed.
here on their
Yeah.
fucking shoulders.
And they're just like, really good stuff, man. You're really funny. And then like, all right, let's go.
Shouldn't one of you old guys be trying to fuck me?
Yeah,
That's
like-
not how good I
Not
did.
one of these old Fargo guys is trying to suck
No
my
one's
dick.
trying to suck me off. I'm a little offended.
Yeah.
I'm the gayest thing that's came to your town in a while.
For sure.
Yeah. So ate some hot dogs, but honestly, I don't know if that was it. I also went back home and I still was hungry, and I made ribs last week. And I was been eating these ribs all week, baby.
That was a fun one of
ribs.
those things where we talk about it on the podcast, and then like later I see on your story it's like Tommy made ribs.
Yeah.
Tommy did it.
I did make ribs, and I made delicious ribs. I slow cooked them for like 4 hours.
Threw them in the fridge, not covered.
Not really. And I ate the last of them.
Not really. What does that mean?
Little tin foil.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can
Barely,
picture
yeah.
it, like sitting on top of it, not crumbled up,
tucked under
and
the
you're
plate.
you're kind of digging in it, so it's in rough shape.
Yeah, you poke in there. You
It's
do
in rough
one at a
shape by the end of
time.
the week.
Could have given it a fresh tin foil, but you didn't.
Yeah, I could have put it in some Ziploc.
Why not
Could have
just
put.
Tupperware?
My man's on a budget.
I don't know, man. I got
Tupperware's a
problems. I like have issues clearly,
And
and a hot pocket.
That's
Dude, you've been on this Hot Pocket tear, bro.
Yo, Clay always says this, makes me laugh so hard, but he's like, man, hot pockets are so good if you don't got a bitch in your ear telling you they gross. Hot pockets are good if you don't got a bitch in your ear telling you they gross. That fucking
Oh my
cracks me up.
God,
That's
dude.
like testament to me, because they are good if you don't have a bitch in your ear talking shit on hot pockets. Also, there's like ways to like dress hot pockets up. You know, hot pockets.
And there always is somebody ready to talk shit on a Hot
Yeah,
Pocket,
I know,
too.
and I don't know why. Fucking Jim Gaffigan spoke the gospel on them. I think we know that they're good.
Yeah.
And like Hot Pockets can act as like a frozen pizza, where it's like, you know, it's what you make of it. Okay, what do you have in the fridge? What can you put on that Hot Pocket?
But how do you do that? Because it's sealed. Like, what do you? How do
Oh
you?
my God, are
Well,
you?
no, I'm
are you just in hot sauce
Don't-
on top of your hot pocket?
Brother, you microwave it for a little less than you're supposed to, and then you put it on the pan and fry it. So you
I
get a
like
good
that.
crispy. I always have some chives and garnishes in the fridge. Sometimes you do a little scrambled egg right on top.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like fucking.
You're
Scrambled egg
garnishing
pizza?
a hot pocket. Chives did
He's
not.
talking about a
That
hot
did
pocket.
nothing for me.
I love a little chivy.
I mean, but yeah, it's like
That's
what you
not
said to
changing-
garnish.
Hot
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah,
Say,
that's
say,
not-
say you want to make like a garlic aioli. You want to whip that up in your fridge.
That's
right quick.
great.
Yeah, that's easy. I have a little minced garlic ready to go. I have mayonnaise. You add a little lemon and maybe a little sriracha. Okay.
Say, hold
But
on.
little garlic powder in there, little salt, little pep, dude.
I don't love how you're expecting all of us to just know that this is how you're supposed to make
You know,
a hot.
you just see what you got in the fridge.
it's not
and
shitting in a bucket. We
Huh?
don't know the universal rules to making a hot pocket.
We know the universal rules to shit in a bucket.
Right. Who
You
amongst
gotta
us?
find a couple acres
Yeah.
and ditch the bucket. All right. Anyways, yeah. So I ate a lot. I ate 2 hot dogs, a
Questionable
hot
items.
pocket, and 4 ribs.
It's amazing that you look as good as you
and
do.
4 to 6 beers and a couple shots.
four or 5 beers, a couple shots
That's
of
like the
Jameson.
meal of a 58-year-old divorced man living in northern Minnesota.
I am-
Dude, Tommy's stomach is. You ever do that thing where you tape 2 bottles together and then you swirl them around? You know?
Yeah,
at you,
it's
dude.
svelte.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, you probably didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Show off a little bit.
Yeah, it's upsetting for having the exact same eating habits as me. We have very
Hey
different
man,
fucking
you gotta
looks.
hit the courts a
you
couple
want
days a
to.
week.
Thanks, man.
You gotta hit the court a couple
Well,
days.
yeah, that's not
Grant's a
happening.
b-baller, dude. Grant played
I think I said I have a 0 standing vert earlier today.
Yeah. So, anyways, I wake up and take a weird shit, and I'm like, well, it felt not okay. But you're like, well, I ate some weird, crazy shit, and I've been there before, you know.
Like
so that's
it's
all right.
hot, or what was
Just
weird
like
about
my
it?
body felt
Loose?
off. My
Okay.
body felt off in a way where, like,
You ever have that where it like almost makes you sick when you're pooping?
Mm-hmm.
I felt not hungover. I felt weird in my body waking up, and I was like, this is a weird hangover. You
Yeah.
know, this is like nothing I can't handle.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting. So then I'm taking the train over.
Interesting.
So I'm taking the train over to the airport, and it's 8:30 in the morning, and I'm like, I start like sweating cold, and then getting hot and cold again, and I'm like, and then
Never
I'm
a
like,
good
I have to
sign.
shit right now. So I get off the A and shit in a McDonald's and throw up, and I was like, fuck.
Dude, these are the same symptoms of someone turning into a vampire. Right?
Yeah. So I was like,
Zombie.
fuck, I have food poisoning, but I was like, I think I got a lot out, you know? So then and then I start getting a little delirious, you know? And so I get
Eddie
to
Murphy's delirious.
yeah.
You guys check it out. He's got some good stuff.
Yeah, she's got great stuff. Little low key
Friend of the pod,
Eddie Murphy. So then I have to get off the train, get back on the train. I'm starting to slowly run late. I go to my terminal, waiting in line, and I'm like, I think I got it out. Like I got a lot out at the first bathroom, and I felt that's the thing about food poisoning. When you get it out, you're like, it's done. You think it is done because you're like, my body can't produce anymore.
Feels like you got all the evil out.
You feel like it,
because you do get that brief window too, where you're like, I feel better.
You do feel better, and you're like, dude, but the evil keeps creeping up. It's like subscriptions.
It's living in you.
You know what I mean? It's like a subscription to evil, and when it happens so quickly. So it's hard to like mentally prepare. You know, so like I'm in line at TSA, and I'm like, all right, I feel it, but I think I can do this. Can't. Immediately, I'm like, I'm gonna throw up now. Throw up.
In your hand.
In my hand. Oh. Make it to a trash can a little bit. That was like 4 feet.
Is this like a crowded TSA
Yeah,
line?
bro. It's JFK.
Yeah.
It's JFK.
Yeah.
A Jamaican woman is like handing me wipes, and I'm like, no, please, nobody look at me. And I make it to a trash can, and I'm like, oh god. I immediately yell in line, I'm sorry, I have food poisoning. And as I'm saying that, I'm like, well, I'm gonna shit now too. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna shit now. I don't though. I didn't shit my pants. So I start leaving line, and then this lady working the line was like, sir, you can't leave the line. And I'm like, yeah, I can. You fucking idiot. Like, I'm gonna kill you. What do you mean I can't fucking leave the line? I'm doing it now.
And he made a bunch of tweets about what a cunt this lady was.
Yeah, Segura style. But I'm like, I can't.
You're like, lady, I'll shit my pants right in front of you.
Like, what
right
are you
now.
talking about? And so
is that what she wants? If she wants you to,
I don't know.
to poop?
I was
Probably
just,
not.
I was leaving the line, and like, but I was like
God.
disrupting the line. I'm like going like, I gotta go out of here. Excuse me. Heads down. Fucking just like so much shame. Go to the bathroom. All right, I think I got it all out. You know what? Throw up is 3. We can call that number 3.
I love the optimism.
Eyes clear, hearts full, can't lose.
So then I get out of the bathroom and I go, oh my god, I'm at the wrong terminal. So then I go up to this guy and I'm like, how do I get to Terminal 7? And he's like, I have no idea. And I was like, fuck. And then
Welcome to New York, kid.
I don't know.
As you're leaving.
I don't know. I don't speak English. This is the only words I know. Hello.
He was French.
Then he wheeled away.
Yeah, then he wheeled away like they all do. God, I miss her so much.
They always wheel away.
Yeah. Get on the air train to get to Terminal 7 because I got to go around. They got the train going around the airport. Immediately, I'm like at my lowest. First card I get into, Michael Walsh, comedian from Minneapolis. I just see a comedian on the train. And he's just like, Tommy, what's up? Fist bump. I just fist bump him, and I'm like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, I have food poisoning. And I just like sit down, like shaking. And he's like taking pictures of me. And I'm like, that is funny. Like
People on that train thought you had AIDS.
Yeah, I look so like white, and I look so white already, and gay, and just like
From the 1980s.
Yeah, like Basketball Diaries style. Micah was being really nice. I'm actually kind of glad. I told this to him last night, but it was kind of nice, like having someone there be like, "I'm not well right now," and he's like, "All right, we'll be good."
Yeah,
you know. And then you're like, "All right, we'll see," you know. And then we're like running so late to our flight. And I'm like, we're not gonna make it. Also, I like don't want to make it. No. I just want to just like die, you know. Get through. Anyways, no accidents. Get through. We get through in the right TSA line, and we make the flight and stuff like that. And then the flight's taking off. I'm like, oh god, it's gonna happen again. And it's taking off into the air. And then they're like, sir, you can't go to the bathroom. And I'm like, what's this? You can't do stuff when you gotta shit and throw up. What's this whole you can't do stuff?
Just because there's planes around, all of a sudden we can't do
and
stuff.
then you can't go to the bathroom. And I'm like, yeah, I can. And then I'm like trying to figure out the door, but it's like one of the fold ones. So I'm having trouble with it. I'm like, and then this lady just like pushes it, and it just like completely comes open. I'm like, thank you so much. Yeah.
Did you shit or throw up on the plane?
Both.
Which order?
Threw up first, then shit, then threw up again a second time.
Yeah.
On the
You
plane.
threw up on the shit?
No, not on the shit.
Oh, I've done that before.
So you went throw up, shit,
Dude,
flush,
I had to pass
throw up
Micah
again.
every single time, and he would just like look at me like,
Dude, you did a shit sandwich.
Yeah, dude. A McShit. A McShit bang. Bang shit.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, my mom picked me up. I almost cried. She's like, "How was your flight?" I was like,
To be fair, that is who you want to pick you up, though.
"Oh my god!" My mom she gave me an antibacterial infection pill for like when you travel. She'll go to Europe like once a year with her girlies, and like it's like a travel pill, you know?
Yeah.
What?
Because if you travel to another country, you're just having like
Xanax.
yeah, just give you Xanax. Made me feel so awesome.
It's like a travel pill.
military grade.
Dude, moms do have military grade Xanax.
Big time. They have shit that like
Moms
you don't know
have
about.
heroin. Every mom has a secret
In the
stash
purse,
of like level grade A heroin.
Dude, if anyone in my house was like a pill addict, it would be a problem. Because like anytime any of our kids, I'm one of 8, anytime anyone had a thing where they got like high grade shit, my mom would always hide it. That she would always take it.
Yeah.
You were allowed to take like your meds for like a day. And
Shit's
then my
good.
parents, my dad's a doctor. No one in my family believes in the healthcare system. It's amazing.
Well,
And
I mean,
because they understand that you're over medicated.
It's a sham.
yeah, it's like
So
cops
there's-
being like, you don't want to fucking trust a cop.
Yeah.
I've been on the force for 42 years.
Yeah, there's
You're
some
like, holy
bad shit happening here.
I
There's some real pieces of
I
shit
did some
out
bad
there.
shit myself. I don't want to talk about it.
You open up like my parents' pill cabinet and it's or like medicine cabinet
just
and it's
stacked.
like Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They could sell, honestly.
Yeah. It would have the
lot of
cartel
stuff.
shaking in their boots. The way this pill. Yeah. Anyways, my mom's got the stuff on her. She gave me, but you know when you go to like France or whatever, you're fucking having all this different water and shit.
Yeah. I think that's more of a Latin America thing, but
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. She'll go somewhere once a year with her.
The water is safe in France.
Don't
it does
say
make you
that.
deaf. though.
Yeah, it makes you
Hey,
deaf.
you know you when you go to France,
Makes you talk
everyone's
funny.
fucking
Yeah.
in wheelchairs and
It's a
signs.
travel bacterial
Yeah.
pill. So I took a couple of those, and you're not gonna believe it. It really helped.
Yeah.
You were in great shape
Yeah,
last
you
night.
made it out to the bar.
Yeah, I took those. I napped because I was like really like exhausted from throwing up all day. Took a couple ibuprofens. Woke up. Had a ton of water, and then my mom. We watched a movie and ate pasta, and I was like, "This is incredible. I love my mom so much." If there is a pill where it's the feeling of your mom taking care of you when you're sick, that's a good. I'll take that pill.
Wow.
Yeah, because that's a good feeling.
It's a commercial right there.
You can take that to the bank. Yes, I got better. It was bad.
And then you put in a good performance at the hang last night.
I thought I did a pretty good job.
Yeah. You had a couple good lines.
I had some good lines.
You were calling out a very drunk man next to us. that was strange.
crazy.
That
I was-
was weird.
We don't need to talk. I was thinking about that today, where I was like, whatever.
You ever have that where you're like, you get like drunk, then you're like, I maybe said like some dumb shit, but then you think about someone who was just like blacked out, and you're like, well, at least I wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
That guy was a
Yeah.
fucking
He was
asshole.
running cover. He was running cover
That
for
is
everybody.
big. Yeah, it's just kind of a lead block.
Yeah, thank God for him. We need more just obscenely drunk people.
Just to play fullback for the whole bar.
yep.
Yeah. Putting down cover fire.
That's great.
Yeah, to bring up your average.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
dude.
make your percentage not look as bad.
Yeah. What other sports analogies can we do?
It's like a learning curve.
Pace car.
Yeah.
That's
I
what-
don't actually
yeah.
know what a pace car is.
Pacer.
But
That-
We're grading this drunk hang on a curve. So
Oh,
based
yeah.
off this guy's
Oh.
performance, you
Yeah.
all did okay.
What you did
Everyone
wasn't
except
as
him
bad.
passed, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone
He was
except
so
because
bad.
he failed so poorly.
Yeah.
He was so down below. And
Yeah.
even though all you guys got D's and C's,
Brought you up to a
it's
B
actually an
minus.
85%.
that's huge.
So
Yo, isn't that crazy? In school, you're always trying to get A's, but then when you grow up, you want C's and D's, you know?
like, what do you mean?
Like
Boobs?
Yeah, like titties.
Boobs. Yeah, I thought that's
C's
where
and
you're going.
D's?
Yeah.
yeah.
oh, like
Like
sizes.
big boobs, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take some A's.
I'll
Sure.
take A's too, but
Hey, a B is a fine
But in
passing
high
grade
school-
as well.
A B is wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just wanted to say that. I don't really believe
Boobs are
it.
great.
Yeah.
Boobs are sick.
I would say most boobs are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's ever mad at a
Pretty
boob.
It's a
controversial,
high
man.
percentage.
Yeah. So anyways, that's it.
Damn, dude.
That's the airport.
It's a fucking saga.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. What airline are you flying?
Sun Country.
I flew Sun Country here.
Every comic flew Sun Country.
To Minnesota. This is the hub, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
and it's like the cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap, but it's not. It doesn't make you feel that bad unless you're violently throwing up and shitting
it's pretty
yourself.
good. Also, there was a lot of open seats, so I got to sit in a row with only one other guy, and he was at the window, so I got to have some space.
You were aisle.
That's big. I was initially window with two other people, but then I noticed all these open seats open, and I kept getting up and making them get up, and they're like trying to nap, and I was like, I can't make these people get up again. After twice making them get up, I was like, it's not going to be a third time, and I was like,
I will give up my window seat.
Yeah.
In order to,
because then it's also like it's
I'm gonna find a nice aisle seat so I can't. I hate bothering.
It's not only the annoying thing, but then they're gonna be getting the vibe of like there's something wrong with this guy.
Yeah.
Like what's happening right now.
Ruining their flight. You don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get up. I can't. I feel so uncomfortable.
I never get up. I never get up either.
Yeah.
Dude, one time
I
was
get up. You gotta get up.
Do you guys ever
I feel
fall?
so bad. If
You can't
someone's like,
abuse it, but if you got it,
Dude,
you got
do
it.
you guys ever fall asleep and then
The
like
sleeping is bad.
and
if somebody's asleep,
like on a plane, but then you like you like have a dream and you jolt yourself awake? Do you have that? I did that on my like a flight like a few months ago, and I had like a water on my thing, and I spill it all over this woman and her laptop.
what?
no, dude.
You apologize for that, dude.
I will
This
apologize.
is the apology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I apologized, and I immediately got her napkins and like cleaned like a.
From where?
what did she do?
I wasn't not that much got on her laptop, mostly got on me, but she was really nice about it.
Yeah.
Because I was so like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I had a really bad dream.
I did have a bad dream, and I was like, just spilled water.
Throw the water at the monster.
That was a tough one. But do you guys have any apologies? Do you have?
Well, dude, do you ever have that where you like you don't get up on the flight, but then you got to pee so bad that you get like a boner, like you have like a boner.
Sure,
from
yeah.
the
And there's
pee?
like
Plane boners are big.
Yeah, and then you're
pee
like,
boners are
weird.
big.
you're like,
Yeah.
all right,
there's
let's
rumbling.
just,
Yeah.
on
let's
the,
taxi for a little bit before we all stand up.
Because also you can't really do
then you're
like
kinda
the up
walking
and
like
tugs
this.
Yeah.
without it being really obvious
Yeah,
to
yeah.
whoever's next to you.
Yeah.
Because you're like,
Especially when you're in that
Yeah.
middle seat and you're just like, don't look. Just
Yeah.
don't look at me right now.
yeah.
yeah, that's where I get up with the backpack in front
Oh,
of
you
me.
got it, dude. You got to do it, yeah, like middle school style, where you just have the books in front of your.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you're walking with your butt out a little bit.
Did you guys ever
trying
try
to offset the boner.
You ever try
Yeah.
to do that in middle school or like high school? Like think about baseball to not have a boner, but then it just gets even harder. like, damn, I love baseball.
Yeah.
Miss my T-ball coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any apologies from you, Tommy? You got anything?
Well, now I'm
Feel-
thinking plane too heavily.
Yeah.
But I've been farting on planes a lot lately. We might have actually
That's
talked about
tough.
that the last time I did this pod. I just
Shamelessly
realized.
or just
It
being
started
like,
during the pandemic. It was shameless because everyone was wearing masks and they were going like a couple spread seats.
yeah.
So I was
and,
just
you're like, I'm gonna spread these cheeks.
I'm about to
talking
spread
about.
these
You're
cheeks
spreading
and
seats,
let
I'm spreading
loose.
cheeks.
Guns out, spread seats, spread
couple,
cheeks.
couple spread seats, couple spread cheeks.
Yeah, dude.
And people had masks on and everyone's wearing headphones.
Yeah, before you
Oh,
fart
yeah.
now,
It's
you're like,
kind of risk-free.
everybody put your masks on. For no reason.
I don't have
in
COVID-19.
particular.
I had 2 hot dogs last night from a street vendor. and I
Oh
had
my
to
God, I'm
fart.
such an idiot.
The flight attendant before the flight, she's like, if someone farts, just put your face mask on.
Yeah.
If you need to shit, take one of the air things, strap
put it on
into
your butt like a
Yeah.
condom, like a deflated condom.
and waddle down the aisle to the bathroom.
And then we'll take care of burying it afterwards. Here at Southwest, we do bury your shit for
We
you.
have shit cannons on the bottom of the airplane, and
Yo.
we fire them at the ground at such a rate that it will bury itself.
We only do it over big
Did
land.
you guys hear on the news about that flight? And this is for real. They had to land a flight because someone took such a crazy dump.
Dude, they had
And the
diarrhea
bathroom-
like all the way down the aisle.
No, it left the bathroom.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
biohazard then.
Oh yeah.
It was like down the whole like
Oh my
aisle
God.
of the plane. Yeah, they
Dude,
had to turn
imagine
back.
being that guy.
Yeah,
Just being like, my bad. We've all been there.
Imagine being on that flight, but you're a guy who really needs like a poop transplant, you know, and you're just like, oh, come on.
What's a food transplant?
That's where like your GI gets so fucked up that they put another person's poop in your like
to like
stomach.
reintroduce.
Like bacteria. Yeah.
That's
Is
crazy.
that real or are you lying?
No, I swear to
it's
God,
real.
that's real.
That seems like a
Whoa.
bit.
Yeah. Wow, that's
Well,
and you're like, I could have used that.
Yeah, you're
That
like,
was-
dude, come on.
Yeah, but if
man.
the guy's
Just
having
wasting it.
diarrhea, that might not be the
No,
bacteria.
dude,
you're looking
that means it's lots of bacteria in there, dude. That's the one you want.
It's actually because it's hotter too, so the particles are moving a little bit. Yeah.
It works faster.
I
Get
feel
it
like we
up
could
there.
be doctors.
Yeah.
all four of us together could be one
I think
doctor.
doctors just kind of vibe, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I agree.
I feel like they're just kind of shooting from the hip.
They don't do shit.
I think anything above plumber would be difficult for me. I think like I kind of top out at plumber.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Something where you just kind of screw stuff together.
I think
like-
I would be a
And
good
then
18.
Do you think doctors ever do that where they're like, dude, the last doctor who worked on you was a fucking idiot?
They do do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Shit,
They're
dude,
always
yeah.
calling other doctors hacks.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
they don't know shit
There's
over
like
there.
this, with like blue collar jobs, there's like always an old joke of like, I'd love to meet like the last guy who was here because it seems like they always fuck everything up.
Yeah.
They will. Yeah. If you get like an electrician, they're like, well, who did this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude.
I did it.
Yeah.
Dude.
When, I,
You're a
when
fucking
I was
idiot.
doing construction, it's like we're like essentially like building houses in North Minneapolis, and it takes like 4 different companies. You know, like one person like digs like the foundation. You know, I was like digging electrical ditches, and then like electricians come in. Everyone goes. The last person did a shit job.
Yeah.
We were the second people coming in after the foundation, and then we'd be like, terrible fucking foundation. And I don't even know what I'm looking at. I'd be like, just dog shit.
But you agree. Yeah,
Of course you agree. If there's other men saying stuff
And they're bigger than you?
and they're bigger than me
Yeah,
and they're
dude.
already calling me gay all the time,
Yeah.
they're like, where'd you ride that moped? Your boyfriend's house? I'm like, come on, guys.
You're like, hey, at least I didn't put the foundation in. Am I right, fellas? They're like, he's all right.
Yeah, you
gotta
gotta
put-
give this kid a cigarette.
Got to put it on somebody else.
Yeah, here's your Monster Energy and Marlboro.
Yeah. I think I would be a good 1800s doctor, though.
Yeah.
That was like, what era was that? Was that like cocaine?
That was just
That's
murder.
just, that's just
Heroin.
so,
Yeah.
And
They
you
just,
cut
like-
off. You just kind
You
of
were-
cut
you
off.
were
yeah,
also the
someone comes
barber.
in and you go like, looks like you got crap foot disease.
Yeah, you got crap foot.
Yeah,
let me get my fucking saw.
Yeah, you got crap's foot disease. Looks like you need whiskey, heroin, and a gun. Go kill the first fucking guy you see.
Dude,
Partner.
they did have
Bite
funny,
down on this wooden spoon.
Yeah.
They had funny names for diseases. Trench foot is a real one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a guy like fucking had like clearly a bacterial infection, and they're like, "Nah, you've been in the trenches."
Yeah. You got
Oh,
crippled
they-
chin.
Yeah,
Scabies.
you didn't stab yourself on like rusty iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's the thing, scabies, right?
I don't know
You
what
got
that is.
scabies. I think it's like a rash. It's like a
Scabies.
We got
Scabies
scabies.
girl.
We got
Come here,
scabies.
scabies
We got
girl.
rabies. Like, if
Yeah.
those aren't related,
We got
then
babies.
what the hell are we even doing here?
Scabies,
The
babies.
worst disease.
Yeah.
Babies.
Yeah.
You got babies.
What if you got rabies from a girl? What if you got that as an STD?
Would be kind of. You'd be getting in some crazy.
Won't you die?
Puss.
Won't you die of rabies?
You get rabies?
You
I
do-
think
it
like
is fatal,
48
yeah.
hours you die, yeah.
What?
It's
I think it's
fatal.
like pretty
Remember,
soon.
remember in like thinking about rabies as a kid, you're like, if I get rabies, I will turn into a raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start
Like,
foaming
I
from
will-
the mouth.
I will become a werewolf.
I remember thinking
Foam
like,
at
so
the
that's
mouth.
what werewolves are then.
Yeah, it's
All
like you
right.
get rabies when probably like that's not what happens. You
Dude, I
probably
went-
get like a fever.
There
Yeah.
was like,
I mean, I don't know.
when
you
I
get
was
a fear
just-
of water.
When you get rabies,
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
fear of water.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's weird that that's universal. That
Yeah.
everybody who gets rabies is scared of water.
Yeah.
Maybe water's the cure. Have they ever tried giving somebody with rabies water?
Yeah.
Can't even
It
get
is
it
kind of
close
like
to-
vampire.
Have you guys ever seen like those Maury clips that they'll like be on a reel every once in a while where it's like this lady's afraid of pinballs and they're like holding her and then he's like bring out the pinballs and she just like screams. Dude, it's incredible.
Man, TV used to
Yeah.
really rule.
Or there's one lady who was
It'd
like
be great,
she was
dude. Now
terrified
we have
of
a
like
million fucking streaming services
Also-
called like Sploopy or
Dude,
Poo Poo.
how is that supposed to help her
Hutus and
phobia?
Tootsies and
Yeah, every
my
streaming
God.
service is named Pee Pee or Poo Poo, Splooby or Plomb.
Yeah, I don't
Nothing like that anymore.
I've got, I guess, an apology to give just based on what was that episode? New York.
Yeah.
York.
Yeah, it was something New York.
New York.
Anyways, we had somebody write in. I was being really whiny after some shows that I did, and so yeah, I'm sorry for being whiny. I should have made fun of them.
When were you being whiny?
When I was talking about like the house comedy shows,
Oh, you gotta give it a little bit more
Yeah, it's
context
just-
if somebody
well,
didn't listen to that episode.
I did like a gig with like it was like very, very, very conservative comics and crowd, and it just like bummed me out. And so there wasn't. I was like, it was also like a day after we did those shows, and so I was still feeling really sad. And then I just came on here and was like,
Just
like
whining
mopey.
about it.
Yeah.
And you talk to your
Yeah.
liberal shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I mean, the guy who wrote in like a really well worded thing that I was like, yeah, no, he's actually right. I shouldn't. So yeah, just if you wrote that in, you're right. You're right. And I'm sorry.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty big.
Yeah, well, because at first I was reading it and I was like,
For
oh,
you-
fuck this guy. And then he was like, I just kept reading. I was like, oh, no, he's right. Actually.
Yeah.
I should have just made fun of like how ridiculous the situation was. But I wasn't removed enough from it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I said, I was telling you guys this off the pod, but in Tampa once, like, was having pretty fun sets, but anything political, like I have some of the most toothless political humor you've ever heard, and it's just right down the middle, and like
When you
but
do it, you're like,
I got that toothless political joke.
your gums.
Tommy's back there like, God, he's doing the French accent again.
God, he's so hot.
Even with no
God,
teeth.
get him in a wheelchair.
I think we're gonna fuck.
Ooh.
But I
Tommy.
just in the middle
Dude,
of
two
this Tampa
Tommies
set-
having sex? Crazy.
That's
That's giving me like a Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I'm Tom sexual.
multiple
lately I've
universe.
just been really into Tommy's.
Yeah.
But in the middle of a set, they like applauded for the wrong reasons, and I just go, man, you guys made me really sad tonight.
Nice.
And I did have to take a moment afterwards to be like, all right, but you're still like, they're paying to see a show.
Yeah.
You gotta like give them.
I don't know,
that
man.
was the bummer,
You're
too.
allowed to say whatever.
No, but you got it.
I know. We're talking about a
But
balance between like
That should've just-
performer and integrity, but like, man, if you're feeling something on stage, you gotta say it, man.
Well,
You
that's
gotta be
fair,
true
yeah.
to yourself.
Yeah.
What I did should have
Also,
just
you're
been a
gonna do a
conversation with you guys, not necessarily on the podcast. Also, dude, that's the other thing is, yeah, they would laugh like when they weren't supposed to, you know,
Yeah.
like I would say like something intentionally shitty, and then
Yeah.
like you kind of walk it back with
Right.
the
Dude, I
punchline,
get-
and they would laugh at the first thing, and I'm like, no, dude,
shit.
no.
Dude,
I get a little.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a little riled up if I'm doing like a small town crowd and they're like really giving me a lot of love, because I'm such like a lefty cunt. You know, I will be on stage like, I might vote for Trump. Like, I don't know, dude. And
Yeah.
everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, what are we doing? You know.
Yeah, it's fun.
You know, I might even meet them on their energy, and then
Oh, for
after the
sure,
show,
yeah.
I'm just like, dude,
What was that?
What was that, dude?
Yeah.
How did
Yeah,
that come
yeah.
out of you? Do you just want old guys to like you so much?
That probably is.
Yes.
It's a dad complex.
Yeah. I see like 6 guys laughing, and they're like 60, and I'm just like, what are we doing, Trump? What's going on?
It's the
Yeah,
same
yeah.
feeling as the construction site thing.
Yeah.
We're like, I got to make fun of this poor electrician because then maybe they'll talk to me.
Yeah.
That poor electrician who's making $120,000.
Yeah. Oh man, I was so trash on that construction site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only got the job because it was my girlfriend at the time, her uncle.
I was going to say, no one would ever see you and be like, man, we got to get this guy a
Yeah,
hard
it was her
hat.
uncle.
Dude,
like,
also, here's the thing with
like,
working.
all right, I guess I'll
Here's-
hire you.
Here's the thing when you're working blue collar jobs, you don't want to be one of those guys who has another dream. You know what I
Oh, yeah,
mean? Like, 'cause you never want to be like, yeah, I'm a plumber, but my real dream is to be a world famous actor.
You're like, oh god.
No, let's fix the toilet, man. He's like, no,
Yeah.
I'm working on this character.
Yeah.
It's a Chinese guy who only says the N word.
Hollywood.
One day my name's gonna be up in lights.
My favorite actors, Lindsay Lohan, Hillary
McGuire.
Duff, Lizzie McGuire. That's the character. Plumber
the
wants to be
cast
an
of-
actor. His inspirations, Hillary Duff.
Justin Timberlake's.
Honestly, when the Jonas Brothers start acting, I liked it.
I love Disney Channel.
It's just Disney Channel.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Those guys got it made. I mean, you got to admit, those guys got it made.
That's a sweet life right there.
I'm very excited for the reboot of iCarly.
I wish it was me, Carly. I wish I was Carly. Sometimes
Me,
I would-
Carly.
Yeah, me, Carly.
Carly,
That's what I would-
iCarly. Hey, we all Carly.
That's what I would call it if I was in the starring role. It would be called Me Carly because it's me up there.
I'm being Carly now.
Yeah, I don't know who this I guy is, but I wish it was me.
He can't switch out the name Carly though. His name is Derek, and he's like, he can't quite figure that out.
Yeah.
It'd be Derek Carly. Derek Carly. What about I Derek? No, that would never work.
Carly.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, dude.
I got what? Did I tell the Waterloo story on this? I don't think I did.
No, I don't
That
think
could be
so.
an apology. I can
The Battle of
apologize to
Waterloo?
the city of Waterloo. Yeah, I was in Dubuque, Iowa, about a year and a half ago, and I was featuring for our good friend Tim Smith. And I'm a road hack, so I have a couple real plug and play road jokes.
Yeah.
And all that it takes is knowing the shitty town that they like to make fun of.
Sure.
And then you just plug that name in. People go crazy. You go to Madison and make fun of Janesville, boy, will they lose their shit. Sure. But so I'm like, I asked the bartender right before, I'm like, what's the shitty town you guys hate? She's like, Waterloo. Perfect. I go on stage. I'm having kind of a good set. I take like first swing at Waterloo, bombs. I'm like, what the hell was that? That's usually where it erupts.
Right.
Oh, whatever. I take like 4 or 5 more swings at Waterloo over the next 20 minutes. And it's every time I'm doing well, I go to Waterloo, tanks my set. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm throwing out shit like, go back to Waterloo, fuck Waterloo, all this shit. I get off stage, Tim stops me halfway back, and he goes, hey, Waterloo's like the only historically black town in Iowa. It rephrased. All the jokes are about like white trash.
Yeah.
But in that context, I was just up there being so openly racist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're basically saying you're such white
Can you
trash.
give me-
You should be black.
Yeah,
Wait, can you give me an example? Of
like
a
I think
joke?
I said like quitting drinking and coming to Dubuque would be like getting off hard drugs and moving to Waterloo. You know? And like that's just like what?
Yeah, they're
when
like-
that's white people, they go crazy.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, yeah, they are. Their town is ruined by opioids.
Yeah.
They get so excited.
Not ours.
Yeah. And then, I mean, literally at one point, I think I said to some table, like I had some crowd work going with this guy, and then he threw like a shitty line back at me, and I was like, "Fucking go back to Waterloo, dude."
Yeah.
And it's like bombing every time I say it. And then I go up to the bartender. She's half black, and I go, "What the hell? Why didn't you tell me that?" She was like, "I don't know. I think she was like fucking with me."
Oh my
But she's
God.
from Waterloo.
Yeah.
And she was like,
Maybe
well, it
she-
is a shitty town. And I'm like, yeah, but like this.
Look at me.
Yeah. Like it's literally, I looked it up and it's like one of the only historically black towns in Iowa.
If you're an audio only listener, Tommy basically looks like the villain of every fucking 80s
Yeah.
movie.
I was
know?
built by like
I would say
white
like
propaganda.
villain's best friend.
Yeah. Maybe-
get him
maybe-
Rex.
Okay.
Let 'em know.
So you're saying
'Cause
I couldn't even be like kind of a main
Yeah,
part
you're
in
just
this
the
movie.
complicit
I don't
party.
think you're threatening enough to be the villain.
Okay.
And I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think you got the. I think 4 inches taller.
What the hell?
4 inches
Right now,
taller.
this does feel like it's not in a good way.
It's slowly moving into an insult.
We get you in the weight room a little bit.
Dude,
no,
go ahead and
Stretch them
apologize.
legs out.
I'm just saying, man.
Man, you know what?
Get him into the weight room
Hey,
to get
if it
4
makes you
inches
feel better,
taller.
I'm,
Yeah,
the,
that's how that
I'm the
works.
villain's best friend's friend. So after you go, yeah, get him, I go, yeah, and then they go, shut up. So that's where
Well,
I'm
Tommy
at.
would be in a cage if he's in
Yeah, they got me in.
He's snickering in
got
a
a fucking
cage. He's scrambling
leather
around.
collar on.
Yeah, I'm like the little brother who like lives outside.
He's got a
somehow.
lisp. He's got a loincloth on. And he's
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's where I'm cast in
Get
this movie.
the fuck back in the shed.
And I go, whatever you say, whatever you say.
scurries, yeah. Scurries sideways back.
Yeah,
into
but
the
I'm not man enough to be the villain.
No, not
I
yet.
can't work out though. I can't lift weights. I think it's because the first time I ever had to like lift weights for like soccer in high school, I couldn't bench the bar
Oh, really?
alone. And that was embarrassing at a level.
You seem like a strong guy, though, dude. You seem
But
like
dude, I went
built.
through puberty when I was 19 though.
Dude,
Like I was this was
which is
freshman year
really
of high
crazy to
school.
see because you do look like a man.
That's big.
Like you fully look like a guy, like
like a real man.
like a real
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I hit puberty 16 and nothing happened.
Yeah, no, really nothing changed for you.
I'm trying to write a bit
You got-
about it
you
that I'm
just got
going
stretched
that I'm
out.
going through second puberty because like I have like some chest hair now and I'm getting back acne and like my
You-
whole 20s I had like a little like a smooth twink back.
How's the Dinkster? Did the Dinkster grow at 16?
Dinkster grew at like I want to say like 14.
That's tight.
And then
Mine shrunk.
Mine has been drinking.
Dinkster had a moment at 14, and then I grew a foot when I was 16.
Yeah.
Wow. I was freshman year, I was 4'11". Sophomore year, I was 5 foot
Damn, dude,
flat.
you were
That was a
real
big
small.
moment to hit 5. And then senior year, I went in at like 5'3.5".
Oh man.
Graduated at like 5'7". It
Ooh,
started
my
happening
God.
then.
Dude,
and
that was
then
my
I was
dream
like
in high school.
5'10" after freshman year of college.
That's what I was hoping.
wow.
I kept telling myself that would happen for me because I was like 5'4"-ish, and
Yeah.
then like I think senior year I was like probably the height I am now.
But
and
you
I was,
probably
like,
had like your voice was deep and you had like manly features.
I was a little bit of
I
a
saw a
late
picture
bloomer,
of
I
you when
think.
you
I
were
was-
like 15 and you were like jacked, dude.
Well, I played football, yeah, and I
Yeah.
boxed before that too.
Yeah,
But
you were like
I kept thinking like, well, no, like, you can grow until you're like 20, and then it just never happens.
Yeah.
the thing is, dude, we're
This
gonna
is me at senior year prom.
Oh, that's tough.
me see.
Child.
Whoa, holy
Child.
shit.
way,
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, you had very quick access to that photo.
I just sent it in a group chat
That's
recently.
crazy. That does
Crazy.
not look like you.
Isn't that nuts? Yeah, it was just not happening. I was
Damn.
like no signs.
Yeah.
And my dad was like a late bloomer, but he grew junior year, so I was like, it's fine, it'll happen junior year. And then
Yeah.
it didn't.
So I'm like half Irish, and then my dad's like Polish, and they all had like beards when they were like in 8th grade. So I remember like not having any armpit hair, very little pubes, just like nothing happening for me. And then my dad and my grandpa being and like I'm like visibly also my brothers didn't I was way later than my brothers too. My brothers like were very normal. You know, I got more of my mom's like Irish
Yeah.
growth shit. And I'm like, I'm not like nothing's. And also, I was like this great basketball player when I was like 6th, 7th grade, and like,
And then everyone grows.
7th grade, I just started like I like was starting, and like I was on this like great AAU team. We were like top 5, and I'm like I go from like being on the bench to being like 8th grade. They're like, wow, I don't think you can be on the team this year because kids are like dunking, and I'm 5 foot. I'm 5 foot, no end in sight.
Yep.
And I was and then I think sophomore year, I was going into sophomore year like 5'3", 5'2", and then I ended sophomore year 6 feet.
Wow.
Crazy.
Was that painful?
So painful.
Yeah.
Knees were fucked,
Dude,
Brian.
I was just so happy. It was also, I got like no girls ever liked me, and I was like, what is going on?
Did you have like little brother complex, or they just didn't like you at all?
No, they liked. I was like friends.
But it was like, yeah,
I
it
was
was like
ba- I was-
it was like that.
I
Kind
was
of
best
thing.
friends with all the girls.
Same.
And I would like tell them, I'd be like, yeah, we should maybe like, and they'd be like, and then I'd be like, we should hang out, and I would like hang out with them, and they'd be like, you're just such a great friend, and I'd
Yep.
be like, fuck, God damn it.
Would you like undermine their relationships with guys that they were?
No, I wouldn't do any
You
weird
wouldn't
shit like
chip
that.
away?
I will say though, I did when I grew. So junior year, I grew, and I'm still like scrawny. I'm still like sitting at like a $125, maybe like 130, 6 feet tall.
You're 130.
Now I'm like 145, maybe
okay.
150.
Crazy.
Jesus.
You know,
What
but
do you guys weigh?
I'm like 168.
I'm about I think I'm 150 now.
Yeah, I think I'm like
dropped a little bit.
170.
5'7".
Oh, damn.
170, 175. Like I fluctuate between those.
But
I'd
here's
be
the
like 165. I would be like in good shape,
Yeah.
you know. But
here's the thing: when I
it's been a
grew,
while.
though, it was like a new kid was in the school. You know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
like,
Did you
It was
get
like there
girl
was a-
attention all of a sudden?
bro, I had sex with an entire friend group, and they
Wow.
got pissed at each other
at each other.
and me a little bit too. I
Oh
was like-
yeah.
I was like, I don't
That's
know.
where I thought it was going.
Yeah. Everyone, they just kind of, but not really like that mad. But they're just like, you, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I've not had any.
You owe me.
Now all you guys have scabies.
I gave y'all scabies.
Yeah, I have old timey diseases.
Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
scurvy and
I got
scurvy.
or- I
Y'all
got orphan
scurvy,
diseases.
You got crap foot disease.
I got Charles Dickens diseases.
You got
God,
the
did
whole
you-
rap
Did
sheet.
you hear about Tommy? He gave Rebecca trench foot.
he gave their whole friend group.
Yeah. I'm like in the
scurvy.
lunchroom. There's just like coal all over my face. I'm like dusty.
You got one of the newsy caps
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I'm smoking like a hand rolled like cigarette. Like,
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I just buried a bucket at recess.
had to find a couple acres.
Tommy's got a Christmas story syndrome, dude. He's giving it to all the girls.
Honestly,
But at least, so sophomore year, but it didn't even really kick in until junior year. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, but it was, I mean, you had a little longer, but I really sympathize with you. It's really tough.
It was a crazy
I
situation.
had a full
But at least
bush
you
in 7th
finished
grade.
puberty. I didn't fucking like,
yeah.
I think when I'm 35, it's gonna really come together for me.
Think so?
in
I
a
mean,
man way.
you got like some sideburns and you got a
Yeah, I
jawline
just
now.
shaved
Like
today,
it's
but like and like if 3 weeks I can grow like probably the worst facial hair you've ever seen in your life.
you look different from when I met you.
Yeah.
Like it seems like you've I don't what is it like
Come into your own a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I'm going through second puberty now.
yeah, I
it's
guess
nice.
so.
Look at my chest hair.
You're a man now, dude.
See that?
I haven't seen it in person
Okay,
yet.
there we
Crazy.
go.
Do you
guys have chest hair? I got
I
Yeah,
have nipple
I got
hair,
pretty
dude. That's
good.
it.
I got some good stuff.
Oh,
I have,
yeah.
like,
At the
chest
end of the
hairs.
podcast, we're like, let me see you guys' body.
You want
You
to see
do that with
something?
all your guests.
Basically,
Dude, you wanna
it
see
turns
something
into a
crazy?
sleepover.
Yeah, let's see something.
Look at this. Just
Nips.
Just the nipple.
Just
It looks like
just
you
a hairy
shaved to
pepperoni.
have only the nips.
It's like
Because
it's
it
like
is also is like that's really smooth.
it's like it's like
Yeah.
it's like
Just nipples.
it's like Saturn. There's a bunch of asteroids
Yeah.
like circling it. There's
It
like a
looks like-
there's like a hair
Dude, they
gravitational
look
pull
like
happening.
they look like little deformed lions' faces. You know, like with
Whoa,
the
hold on.
manes.
Let me see that again.
Like if a lion's face got kind of bit off a little bit.
I don't know if I'm seeing that.
A one-eyed lion.
Yeah.
nice.
And I got big nipples, dude. I got
That's
some
true.
Big ass nipples.
Yeah.
Well, apologies to Waterloo. I guess that's how we got on
Yeah,
that.
that's kind of a.
Yeah, anyways,
that's
yeah.
brutal.
anyways,
Yeah,
sorry
I'm not
about that.
racist, and I look forward to coming back to Dubuque.
sorry for being bad on the airplane and not eating 3 poor decisions
Wild choices.
On top of each other too.
on
You
top
did
of
like
each
a
other.
lasagna.
That's very my bad.
It would be kind of weird if you ate all that and then like your next day was fine.
That's happened.
I know, but it is weird. You are challenging physics.
I am playing with God a little bit. Usually
Yeah.
I do stuff like that and I wake up completely fine.
It
So
reminds.
that's why I was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I usually don't have to pay
Yeah.
any consequences.
You're
but
25 though.
27, man.
Oh, you're 27.
Yeah.
How old are you, Tommy?
29.
Okay. All right.
I feel like this is the first year that I've really felt the choices I make of what to put in my body
There's a
have
the
repercussions.
correlation is
Yeah.
coming closer and closer to a
Yeah.
1-to-1 as you get like into your 30s. I think.
I eat late
'Cause
pizza. I feel like shit.
People
I think
do.
you've really adopted this philosophy.
I'm for real because I have like I try to be a little bit smarter about like I'll go on tears where I like really am like eating poorly and drinking a lot, but you can tell like
Yeah.
it's really like it's like a 1-to-1 thing. And I always thought it was kind of like hacky to be like, oh, you turn 30 and your hangovers are like way worse, and it's like, I mean, it's kind of fucking
I
true.
never used to
like-
get hangovers until I turned 30. I
Yeah.
feel like, or like
Yeah,
late
it's real.
20s.
The thing is like I switched basically to only drinking beer. Like if if I go out to dinner, I'll like start the night with like a martini or something.
Yeah.
But
God, I
after
love a
that,
martini.
that's
Yeah, me
so
too,
good,
man.
dude.
I like
might
booze.
fucking have one tonight,
Dude,
but,
I'm big on getting like, give me a double Jameson
But
on the
I go
rocks.
on to like only I go on to dude you all the time, bro. But I go on to
disgusting.
only light beer for like the whole
I'm a
night.
freak,
And you
dude.
feel
Let me
good?
tell you.
Three out of 4 nights I'm drinking, I won't feel anything the next day, like straight up feeling fine. But then when you do catch that stray, it's horrible. Like
It's it turns out drinking not good for you. I just took a month
really,
off.
really bad.
I
yeah.
lost almost 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you didn't do anything else?
And no, I was like, it's just like coke and like
Heroin.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't
Just
eat.
coke and heroin.
No, well, because the problem for me is late food.
Yeah.
That's like what is
Yeah.
keeping the weight on.
Yeah.
And when I drink, especially like on the road comedy clubs, you can just get like the shitty fried food that they have.
Is there
to
a
go.
reason you cannot get a salad at any comedy club? in
Dude,
the
I got one
world?
last week and
Yeah.
I didn't touch it. It was the worst salad I've
it's never
ever
good.
seen.
Yeah.
It was like a wedge of iceberg lettuce.
Yeah, it's
a ton of
it's
ranch on
cafeteria
it.
shit.
Yeah, and like
It's
carrots.
high school fucking cafeteria shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well,
you gotta
yeah,
go. You gotta go to Quick Trip and do a little shopping for your hotel. You can
Quick Trip is the shopping.
listen.
I mean, if there's a Quick Trip, there's probably a Target.
You gotta go to
there,
the
too.
nearest gas station and get some.
That
get
is
some
not
groceries.
necessarily
do
true.
not talk shit on a Quick
Usually.
Trip. That is a Midwest bodega. They
That's
got a
true.
lot to
That's
offer.
true.
They have
And
great
they do have some
fruits,
fresh stuff,
great
yeah.
veggies,
Yeah.
great fresh stuff. You can buy one of the sandwiches and you can stack it up with veggies that they have.
Casey's also
Casey-
Quick Trip is better than Casey's,
Casey's,
as
I
far
get
as
the
like
pizza.
Okay, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
problem.
Casey's
yeah.
the bathrooms
That-
are bad.
that-
But
Quick Trip just
They
does
got
it
no
all.
buckets
All right,
at
okay.
Casey's.
going into a Quick Trip and being like, yo, let me get a chopped cheese.
I do.
Ayo, boss, let me get a chopped cheese. Don't forget the salt and pepper.
They're like, what the
Gotta
fuck?
have the
They're
drink.
like, I think this kid's having a stroke.
Just like some old woman who's just like, what the
Let me get a chopped cheese on a roll.
Can't forget the drink. It's always the worst fucking it's cotton candy Fanta or something. It's like these people are gonna die. We do need to wrap up. I'm gonna have to get out of here. This has been very fun.
Thank you for having
I don't
me
want to
back,
stop
you guys.
doing this podcast. But
We'll hang out
I will
tonight,
say
I mean.
this.
We can hang out more.
Yeah, we're
For
basically
sure.
gonna be
We'll all hang out.
podcasting for the next 48 hours.
It's gonna be so much better than this, dude.
I wanted to say, I think if you take anything away from this episode, we coined a phrase, "burying the bucket" for taking a shit. Is I gotta go bury a bucket.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I had to go bury the
That'd be the
bucket.
name, burying the bucket.
Yeah,
Eat right,
absolutely.
take care of your body. Not
Bury the
tonight.
no.
Not tonight, boys. But yeah.
Okay.
I told Miranda I might not be coming home tonight. I was like, I might not, depending if the Uber is really expensive. I might just crash.
I might
Just sleep in the green room.
never see each other again.
Freeberg said I could maybe crash.
Is Freeberg coming out
I
tonight?
think so. Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
All right.
We gotta go. I
Where
gotta
you
go give
going?
rides and stuff.
Oh,
We're going to the Granada, picking up
Nice.
Dan Mintz.
Okay,
There we
tight.
go.
Ryan's gonna ask him to do Tina Belcher.
The whole way. Yeah, I'm like, dude, Tina.
I'm gonna ask if he can read the
Oh,
directions
yeah.
as Tina.
Okay.
Tina.
Yeah.
Just be the worst
It's
fucking
exactly what he
hangs.
wants.
Yeah.
Just,
Just be-
just got to tell.
All right.
Anyways, I'm your host.
Yeah.
Can you give me a ride back to my mom's?
Yes, I don't know. Actually, I
I can
can because
Uber back to
I'm not
St.
gonna
Paul.
go home, so I can give you guys rides. But
you
we
don't
do
have
need to. We
to.
got to wrap right now.
Okay,
Okay.
bye.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.